Good morning. Things are a little bit of a mess right now. There's a lot of mending that's been going on. I had an idea for a DIY that I wanted to do, so I'll tell you about it as I am clearing the room. So what I want to work on today is I saw this video on Pinterest. I will insert a clip of it here if I can still find it. That's the problem with Pinterest. Like sometimes I'll find something, if I don't pin it right away, it just disappears into the ether and I never see it again. But if I find it, here's what we're gonna try to make. So my nephew's birthday is coming up and he is currently obsessed with dwarf planets. So I thought this would be such a cute little card to make of like a dwarf planet Pluto. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. As I was thinking about how I was gonna do this, like I saw it and I was like, oh, that seems simple enough. We could probably do that. And as I was thinking about how I would do it in my mind, how I would go about making it, I started coming up with more and more ideas on how I could personalize it. So I got really excited, and that's why I've decided I'm gonna do that first before continuing everything else that I'm doing here. That, and also his birthday is like literally tomorrow. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna need to get it done as soon as possible. All right, so the original idea is supposed to be, I should switch to an overhead view for this. So like I was saying, the original idea is to have first the card looks like this, then you would have like a pull out tab here. And then if you pull it, this is a text box here, and then you'd have your planet. This half of the planet would stay in place attached to the front of the card, and this half of the planet would move back and forth. So when you open it, then you'd be able to read the text that was underneath. So that was the original idea. Then I got to thinking, why just have one planet? Obviously, why keep it nice and simple when you can make it very complicated, as is my way? So I was thinking, what if we have the entire solar system, right? So you have your sun, and then planet, 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 and then Pluto. The planet is the Earth is the third planet from the sun. All right, so say this is the Earth, right? And then this is Pluto here. Then I thought, how cute would it be to have a little astronaut guy with like a line to the Earth, and then when you pull it, the astronaut is what moves back and forth. I have no idea how I'm gonna accomplish that, but it seems like a really cool idea. But then I kept thinking about it, and it doesn't make sense to have the astronaut jump from Earth all the way to Pluto, right? Like that doesn't make sense. So what if instead, much simpler idea, we get a Pluto planet that's gonna be stuck on the front card here. And then we make a rocket. What do rockets look like? Need to look that up. And then you have your astronaut on a string, and the astronaut is what's attached to the pull-out card. This is how astronauts look like. Anyway. So when you pull this out, your astronaut moves over to Pluto, right? And then when you push it back, and he reveals the text underneath. Once again, have no idea how I'm going to do that, but that's the general idea for now. So let me try and figure that out. 7 by 7 inches. We will fold the card halfway, so 3.5 inches here. So this is where our fold line is gonna be. So 8 by 1.25 inches. All right, so these, and then I also need to draw a tiny Pluto, but I think I'll do that later. I want to get started on the galaxy background first. I want to start off with a gradient, so I'm gonna do this little one first so we can test it on here. So I kind of want to do like a wet on wet thing. So first, let's soak up this entire area. Yellow down the middle. This is like a mixed media paper, but in the past it's handled water pretty well, so I'm really hoping it stays that way. Ooh, pretty, so pretty. This is my favorite thing about watercolor. It's like watching it spread around. This effect, I love it when watercolor like bleeds onto each other like that. Okay, let's do the same thing to this bottom card. I know it looks like a mess right now, guys, but trust the process. That's what I always tell myself. Let's put water on this whole thing. Once again, starting with our yellow, and I want to match it here because this is where muddy, muddy, muddy. Nice. I clearly got purple in my yellow. I'm just gonna make a new thing of yellow. Ooh, yep, I knew it. Too much, too much. Should I make it like a big streak across? Making big decisions. Big decisions. That's kind of nice how it's kind of bleeding to the edge there. Alright, some red. So much pigment. What is happening? It's definitely interesting because the paper is buckling. It's also creating like this like kind of nebulous effect over here, which I like. This is already starting to dry. It's looking very pretty in real life. I don't know what it's looking like on camera. I'm gonna try something that might be a little risky. I'm gonna try to move it. This might be really stupid, but it's so pretty I can't stop. I don't hate it. Just let the water do its thing. I tried to make a hyperlapse of this drying, but turns out I'm way too impatient for that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my heat gun to dry this faster because I just want to move on to the next step. Alright, that's dry. I am not too happy about this. I do think it's way too saturated. I wish it was like lighter and paler. I love how this works. What I'm trying to do now is, I guess, soften this line here because I'm not crazy about that. Make it look more cloud-like. I'm switching my brushes, so the bigger one is now going to be the one that I have paint on, and the smaller one is now the one that I'm using for just water to create more just less sharp lines, leaving the parts where I really enjoy the texture, like I really love the texture that's creating, so I'm not gonna touch that too much. So now I really want to add some depth to this by adding some more darker shades. So I'm trying to add more purple, but like not water it down. This is so pretty. Look how vibrant that is. It looks so sunsetty but not so galaxy. So I'm gonna do something that I may regret. I've put in some black to mix with the purple to create this super dark shade. Oh, it's basically black. All right, let's try it. Black and purple. I just want to make it spacey, you know? I was talking and flicking paint all over this thing the entire time, and you missed it all because I didn't press record. Fantastic. Let's try to get a close-up of this. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I messed that up. I'm so annoyed with myself. I tried so hard to film this whole process as well. Let's zoom you in. Can you see? The stars really bring it all together. There's already so much stars, so I don't really want to add more. But I really want to show you this effect as it comes on because it's so satisfying. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to paint a new thing and show you. Alright, so I just painted like a little swatch of black over here in this corner. So what I did was I took this poster paint. Ta-da! Child's poster paint. Come on, focus. You can do it. There you go. And it's kind of dried out, this paint, because we weren't taking very good care of it, to be honest. So I'm just like wiping that onto the brush, and as you can see, it's super dry. So I am dipping it into some water and get rid of as much excess water as you can. Then you just take your toothbrush and you just flick it onto your dark galaxy or whatever. Oh, wow. Yeah. And then this is why I laid down another paper underneath, because it tends to get everywhere. But see how pretty that is, and so satisfying. I'm gonna put a little bit more here on the actual painting, because why not? Yeah. And ta-da! Our starry galaxy background. Okay, I need to move on to the actual elements of the card. So this is going to be the rocket. This is going to be Pluto. And this is going to be my astronaut. Ready? Lol, I have no idea if that lined up. Anyway, but yeah, let's get started on painting all these elements. So I'm just gonna do a little magic and... Huh? Look how friggin' cute! I love it so much. Here's the little rocket. I'm thinking if I should just cut off the fire, because surely once you're in space you don't need thrusters anymore, and if the astronaut has left the rocket, then why would it still be running? I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this. Let's see how it looks once I stick it on there. So as you can see, I kept the colors super minimal. I wanted to keep them like white and blocky as possible so that they would contrast against the background and stand out. I can't see the pencil lines I made, so this is gonna be a little difficult. Now, the inside box. All right, I'm almost done. So this is a tip. It's so hard to cut out the square once you've painted over everything, because obviously I can't see my pencil lines anymore. So what I would do next is probably make the same template, the same measurements that I made on the front, but make it on the back. so that I can just cut from the back nice and easy and not have to worry about it. I did it again. I just kept filming and talking and didn't press record. What the hell is the matter with me? Anyway, you're just gonna fold it in half. So you won't even really see the back part, but it's really pretty. Another thing that you could do if I were to do this again is, because I like having it big like this, I would just take a blank sheet and put that underneath here, and this could be your whole card, and then you could even add elements up here. That would be so cute. But I've already committed to this, so let's do that. So now what I want to do is take that the part of the painting that we cut out from the original one and glue that onto the back side here, so that when we take our the pull-out piece, when this moves, it reveals the original image there, and instead of just revealing like a white piece of paper. So I'm going to do that with some double-sided tape. And it back up to the original image. So what I'm hoping will happen is when I glue this shut, these strips of tape are going to act like tracks that are going to prevent this from sliding up and down, so it can only go sideways. I really hope that works. Not so much that it's now stuck to the glue. Maybe I shouldn't have made it so tight. How can we fix this? I need to think about this for a second. It's so pretty though. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's just not working as well as I would like. Give me a minute, let me figure this out. Wow, I almost forgot to film that. All right, here's a tip for you. If you ever want to open something that you've already taped or glued shut, use a heat gun. It will melt the adhesive and you can pry it apart without ruining the paper that you've glued on. But that's besides the point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna cut it in half, front and back part, because that wasn't working, the sliding wasn't working. So now I'm just gonna stick this on, but before I stick that on, I had an idea. I'm going to take strips of this, the excess paper, and kind of build up a layer in between so it's more 3D and there's just more space for this to slide back and forth. Okay, here's what I mean. So I cut out a little strip from the scrap paper that I had, and then I'm just gonna layer it to kind of just give it a little thickness so there's space in between the card. Oh my gosh, I was off camera. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna do a stack of 4 on all the sides. Okay, I've built my little system of tracks here. Now, I think I need to cut this down just a bit, which is fine because I cut it bigger than it needed to be. And then it should be able to slide in and out much easier now. Okie dokie. And line that up. Is this right? Is this right? Yes, this is right. Okay. Let's see. Yes, that is so much easier than earlier. For now, here, the rocket goes here. I think it would be cool if it was like, yeah, like that. And then I'm gonna stick the astronaut here onto the thing. And do you guys see? And then it'll reveal a message. I'm starting to realize that it's not gonna reveal very much of a message, but whatever. I'm all done. Here is the finished card. I cut off the edge here because it was bothering me that the back portion there was like a little white spot here for the back of the pull out. And so what I did was I just cut this in half and then glued that to the back side so that when you turn it around, it's all galaxy print. I don't know why that's important to me, but there you go. So here's the final card. And then when you pull it, ta-da, it reveals a little message. I think it's so cute. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think it's absolutely adorable. It took me about 4 hours to make this card, and I really hope that he will enjoy it when I give it to him tomorrow. I'll try to film his reaction when I give him the card if I remember to do so, but if not, then this is the final card. I made you something. It's a little Connor. He's on a rocket and he's gonna go to Pluto.
Pluto's a dwarf planet.
Yeah! Pluto's a dwarf planet. Oh, he's back in his rocket. Now he's going to Pluto. Do you like it? Random little video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!